Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message. I deliver it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And, of course, we celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Today's celebration, I looked at there was a number of them that were noteworthy this morning when I looked at the celebrations of the day. National Winter Skin Relief Day, National Argyle Day, Bubble Bath Day.
I got a bad feeling about this.
National Joy Germ Day, National Clean Off Your Desk Day. I don't know about that one.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, National English Toffee Day. That's where we'll go, and that's where we will settle on for this day of celebration. Of course, we celebrate every day, so every day is a day of celebration. Checking the markets for you today. What are the markets doing? The Dow Jones Industrial Average down 32 points as we speak. Oil pretty flat as we're looking at that one. And we look at the 10-year Treasury. Checking that one out. Why do we check out the 10-year Treasury? It's a good leading indicator for what is happening in the markets. It's a good leading indicator. It tells us, are interest rates going up? Are interest rates going down? What is our direction? What should we expect? So that is the reason that we're always watching the markets. We're always watching what the 10-year Treasury is doing. It is pretty flat today. The yield is up 1 basis point. You see a yield up 1 basis point. Really means pretty much a flat market. Nothing doing there. We also look at the bond, the 10-year, the 30-year Fannie Mae bond. Now, I share this every day. You're going to be an expert in it. Pretty much a flat market. Nothing. A little reverb right there. Getting our Facebook page set up with the live stream. Sorry about that. We had a little technical issues this morning. But we're looking at the 30-year Fannie Mae bond. Now, when we look at the bond moves in the opposite direction of the yield or the rate. So the bond is down 12 basis points right now. So that means the interest rate is up just a little bit this morning. So been talking about that. It's not a whole lot of direction either way right now, but we are watching that for you just so we have that information. Also looking at today, we're going to chat a little bit. Time to refinance? That's a question that came into us, and it's coming in a lot right now. Is it a time to refinance? Is it something that we should be looking at? Good question. So we're going to dive into that this morning. We're going to also look at some of the news of the day. Financial news. We look at the financial news first. We always do that on Ron Siegel Radio. And we're looking at a quiet economic news day, so we're not going to find a lot of help in the markets from economics. Relatively quiet news week, highlighted by inflation data, the 10 and 30-year Treasury auctions later in the week. We're going to get some small business optimism index. That'll come out on Tuesday. Mortgage applications Wednesday. Jobless claims, producer price index, a 30-year bond on Thursday. CPI, that's a big one. And retail sales, those are the biggies for this week. Those are on Friday. Consumer price index is a big issue because 70% of our gross domestic product is from the consumer. What is the consumer doing? So we always watch that one very, very closely. to see where the economy is going, because that's going to give us a big indication of what the future holds. Checking other news right now, so we'll look at that one. Unbelievable. This crazy book that came out that has absolutely no basis in fact is covering the news. It's amazing what the media will do, and with absolutely no logic. Now think about this concept there, and what I'm talking about is this book called Fire and Fury. And we've got a whole bunch of armchair psychoanalysts who have no knowledge, no ability, no training, but they're starting to question the president's fitness to serve. Now think about that one. I thought it was fascinating listening to Alan Dershowitz, a longtime Democrat, talking about how stupid this whole issue is, yet we continue to go over that. The news media does not want to, the mainstream media for the most part, they don't want to tell you what's really going on in the world. What they want to do is talk about all this other mental fitness. Now, does it seem a little odd to you that the media went and had questions about the fitness to serve of President Reagan? They questioned the fitness to serve of President Bush. Never questioned that of President Clinton. Never questioned that of President Obama. Doesn't that sound just a little bit interesting to you, how that works that way? Only the Republicans do they question the fitness to serve. It just fascinates me watching the loons on the media right now. And they are really, that's all they are, is really loons. Because they're not giving you the information that you need to make significant and serious decisions about what's in the best interest of you, to make informed decisions, to have intelligent debate, dialogue on what's going on in the country. They even went so far as to ask a foreign leader if they believe. They asked the Prime Minister of Great Britain if President Trump is fit to serve. Really? Now, and then if you watch the political show in Los Angeles yesterday, I thought it was very fitting that most of the performers were wearing black. It kind of fits their personalities. A little dark and loony and unrealistic. But, that's just me. I just kind of go out and I digress on some of these issues. But you watch them and it's just crazy seeing what their perspective is on some of these different issues. Have they ever talked about any? Now, Seth Meyers, I guess he hosts one of the late night politics shows. Remember, it used to be that they were when Johnny Carson was alive, when Jay Leno was alive. It was great. We had some comedy to close out the night. Now it's politics to close out the night. Not one of those guys has any knowledge. They're all a little bit loon. They're just trying to push their agenda. Well, get a news show if that's what you want to do. Right? I mean, I have no problem if you want to be on a news show, but maybe we can get one of those shows in the evening, just one of them maybe, to give us a little bit of humor to go to sleep to, other than laughing at their lack of knowledge. Unbelievable. Amazing. I guess yesterday we also saw that Jake Tapper, he does CNN's Sunday morning show. I'm not sure anybody watches it, but I did found it was kind of feisty or interesting to watch. Stephen Miller was on that show and made Tapper look like a complete idiot because Tapper could not come up with it, couldn't articulate a real question. I always love watching some of those things when you get a guest who is so far intellectually superior to the host. And, I'm used to that because I get a lot of guests on here that are far intellectually more superior than me. But, something then what a wise host will do, I believe, is you sit there quietly and let the guest speak. But, the CNN, they have to prove that they know nothing. And it's the old Abraham Lincoln statement, right? If you say nothing, people think you're a fool. Open your mouth and remove all doubt. Well, that was really where they were with Tepper last night or yesterday on that morning show when he was talking with Stephen Miller. And Miller's just trying to get some great information out about what reality is in the White House instead of what a National Enquirer reporter's commentary is. Fascinating to watch. But That's just the way it is in Washington right now. And the Golden Globes, yes, they did tackle the sexual harassment issue. But again, is that where we want to be watching that? It's supposed to be an award show. Now, I don't know about you. I'm not a big fan of going to any kind of or watching any kind of award ceremonies. Yeah, when my kids were little, I did go to them. Does it mean I enjoyed them? No, but I mean it was something that was important for my children, so I did it. You go to these award shows, Golden Globes. Does anybody really care who won? Is it going to change your world in any way? Is it going to change the amount of money you bring home to your family? Is it going to change the vacation you go on? Is it going to change the car you drive, the house you live in, the restaurants you go to? Probably not. So you go there for entertainment value. I'm going to just share with you because I am not politically correct. The only thing I ever watched one of those shows for was to see the outfits that some of the ladies are wearing. That's the bottom line. That's all it was. Right? So what Oprah Winfrey have to say doesn't really matter to me. What Seth Meyer has to say doesn't really matter to me. I don't even go to a Meryl Streep movie because she's such a loon. I wouldn't want to support anything she does. Just the way it is. Think about some of those things. Because I can watch this afternoon and see what real life is. President Trump will be the first president in 25 years, first sitting president in 25 years to address the American Farm Bureau Federation. Now, farming, that has something to do with me, right? Because I like to eat. I have clothes. Where do they get those things from? They get them from the farmers. So what's going on in the farm world, that does have something to do with me. Will I watch the football game tonight? Maybe. Who are you rooting for, Georgia or Alabama in the national SEC championship game? Oh, wait, they already had an SEC championship game, so they're just doing the second one right now. Just a do-over, they call it. I don't think the Alabama Crimson Tide won the first SEC championship game, but they get a second shot at it. That's just the way it is. Are we going to hear anything tonight at the game about the debt of our country that we've put on our kids? I love listening and watching some of the liberal. I get a lot of liberal friends who put messages on my Facebook pages. And hey, let's go ahead. You can put them there. It's good for you to share that information. It gives you a place to put it. But President Clinton, President Obama, the only U.S. presidents in the last 40 years, according to them, to reduce reduce the deficit. Okay. But they increased the debt. President Obama increased the debt by more than doubled the debt from what all other presidents combined did. So think about that. But the deficit was lower. Nice talking point. If you understood what you were saying, you might not do it. And because of the farm awards and the national championship game, President Trump decided he's not going to give out the awards for the fake news. He's going to wait until Wednesday, January 17th to give those out. I guess he wants to go to the football game tonight. Isn't that great, watching a president that's out there involved in the community doing some of these things? I don't know if he's going to be able to be on the sideline. I know he wants to be on the sideline for the national anthem. Not sure the Secret Service is going to be too excited about that, but we'll see who wins out on that battle. Obviously, if you ever get the Secret Service involved in some of these things, that would be even our loony Congress and the Main Street media. I have to, well, maybe they wouldn't say it would be a bad thing if there was a tragedy at a football game like that. You know, they're with the Main Street media, you never know which direction they're going to go. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. Is now the time to refinance? We're going to talk about some of the things you need to understand about refinancing. Would now be the right time for you. 712,000 homes in the U.S. regained equity in the past 12 months. What does that mean for you? Credit cards to help you pay off the holidays, and credit score changes in the mortgage market could increase home ownership opportunities. Talk about all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter, @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Did you know that banks and credit bureaus are rewarded financially if you have bad credit? And the worse your credit score is, the more money they can make off of you? How does that make you feel, knowing that banks are getting rich off of your hard-earned money? How does it make you feel, knowing that if a bank or a credit bureau makes a mistake on your credit report, they benefit from it and it hurts you? The Fair Credit Report Act of 1971 requires banks and credit bureaus to report only accurate information, and nearly 100% of all credit reports are inaccurate. If you're sick and tired of being broke and tired of being robbed by the banks, you owe it to yourself and to your family to call Rondi. Rondi is a FICO-certified credit professional and has helped thousands of people just like you get out of debt and establish great credit. Rondi's number is 855-608-1990. Again, that's 855-608-1990. Or visit creditsanitizer.com. Again, that website is creditsanitizer.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694552.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission. Lending partners will give a credit at closing. The title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text RF, request for RF Toolkit to 79564, RF Toolkit to 79564. Get the ultimate home finance toolkit for free. RF Toolkit to 79564. 712,000 homes in the U.S. regained equity in the past 12 months. CoreLogic's latest equity report revealed that over the past 12 months, 712,000 borrowers moved into positive equity. This is great news, as the share of homeowners with negative equity, those who owe more than their home is worth, has dropped more than 20% since the peak in the fourth quarter of 2009. 26% had negative equity then to 4.9% today. The report also revealed the average homeowner gained approximately $14,900 equity during the past year nationwide. We know that in Southern California, where our property values are significantly higher than the rest of the nation, it's higher here as well. Compared to the quarter 3 of 2016, negative equity decreased 22% from 3.2 million homes, or 6.3% of all mortgaged properties. U.S. homeowners with mortgages, roughly 63% of all homeowners, have seen their equity increase by a total of $870.6 billion since the third quarter of 2016, an increase of 11.8% year over year. I shared a map earlier today on our social media channels. Go get it there if you wish. It shows the homes by state with a mortgage and positive equity. Significant equity is on the rise. Frank Nothaf, chief economist at CoreLogic, believes this is great news for the housing market. He went on to say, I quote, homeowner equity increased by almost $871 billion over the last 12 months, the largest increase in more than 3 years. This increase is primarily a reflection of rising home prices, which drives up home values, leading to an increase in home equity positions and supporting consumer spending, unquote. Of the 95.1% of homeowners with positive equity in the U.S., 82.9% have significant equity. What is significant equity? That is those homeowners that have more than 20% equity in their property. This means that more than 3 out of 4 homeowners with a mortgage could use the equity in their current home to purchase a new home. And I shared a map earlier today with the percentage of homes by state with a mortgage and significant equity. So let's look at that for California. 88.2% of the homes in California have significant equity, 88.2%. Yet the question becomes, how many people believe they have significant equity? That's always one of the big battles there, is there are a lot more people that have significant equity than believe they have significant equity. 96.8% of the homes in California have equity, and 88.2 have over 20% equity. So the likelihood is, if you don't believe you've got equity, you probably do have it. And you might want to give us a call at 800-306-1990 to see if that if making use of that makes sense for you. That's always a big issue, is what do you do with the equity? What do you want to do with the equity? And that's the topic for today. Although that is the real-time real estate segment. Again, text RF Toolkit, Robert Frank, RF Toolkit to 79564 and get your ultimate home finance toolkit. You can also go to mbelinks.com/RF Toolkit. It'll be Mary Boy Edward Links, that's plural.com /RF Toolkit, and get your ultimate home finance toolkit. That way you can make an educated decision as to whether refinancing, restructuring makes sense for you. But we wanted to chat this morning about refinancing a home. And when do you know if it's the right time to refinance a home? That's always the issue that people ask us. I just got that over the weekend again. When is the right time to refinance? We know that right now rates are low. Rates continue to be low. Rates have been low for the past decade. So when do you know if it's the right time for you? Well, the answer, it depends. In many instances, when we're dealing with refinancing and we're dealing with finances and we're dealing with programs and processes, the answer is always the same. It depends. So what does it depend on? The first thing, what are your goals and objectives for the refinance? Are you looking to lower your payment? Are you looking to save money on a monthly basis? Are you looking to get rid of the private mortgage insurance? Are you trying to pay off your mortgage more quickly? What are your goals? What are your objectives? That's the first step, trying to free up cash flow, or are you trying to pay it down more quickly? The next series of questions is, how long do you expect to be in the home? Will you be there 2 years? Will you be there 10 years? Are you going to die in that house? Those are questions you need to understand as well. If we get really clear on the goal and we get really clear on how long you plan to be in your home, we can help you determine how you structure a deal that makes the most sense for you, if it makes sense for you at all, because we don't know if it even makes sense. To expand on that, since it's so broad, if you're looking to move in 2 years, it's stupid to pay a bunch of closing costs, because if you pay closing costs, you're probably not going to get back those costs. The break-even time period is going to be longer than your time horizon of being in the property. Now, let's contrast that with what you're hearing on the news, what you're hearing on radio, on TV, on the internet. You see, when the advertisements are geared to get your attention. How do we get your attention? It's by advertising an extremely low interest rate. Because the first question people ask is, what's the rate? Well, it doesn't really matter, but that's what they're trained to ask. Well, when the interest rate is real low, well, that means that there's generally higher costs, higher closing costs. And it's generally pretty stupid if you're going to be there for a short period of time to pay high closing costs, because you're not going to get that money back. Now, let's go on to the next step. Does that cut you out completely? Well, no. There are programs that have low or no costs and can still help you achieve your goal, whether it is to cut down on the term, or to consolidate debt, or to get a lower payment, or increase your cash flow. So you have to understand, what are you trying to accomplish? Once you've been there a couple years, in a lot of cases, it's very difficult to commit to saying, oh yeah, I'll be there the next 10 years, or I'm going to die here, or whatever the situation is. Sometimes it does make sense to pay the higher costs and get a lower interest rate when you're buying a new home. Why? Well, because that's your situation. Sometimes you need to deal with the debt-to-income ratio. So in some of those instances, the interest rate might be the most important issue. In many instances, it's not the most important issue. What your unique goals and objectives are is significantly more important than just what's the rate. So if you want to know when is it the right time to refinance, you have to go through a series of questions. How long do you want to be there? What are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to maybe get rid of that private mortgage insurance? I've just got an email as we went on air today from a gentleman who refinanced 5 years ago. Have we reached out to him to say, something, you probably should have refinanced sooner? Absolutely. Because he's been paying mortgage insurance for 5 years. His property is well over he's got more than the equity needed to restructure. Maybe there's other issues. Maybe you need to be looking at what's going on with your credit report. So the bottom line here is, you get the toolkit. You text RF Toolkit, request for toolkit, RF Toolkit, to 79564. You get the Ultimate Home Finance Toolkit. Then you reach out to us and you give authorization to check your credit. Get you a real credit report, not a FACO report, not a Credit Karma report, which is a Vantage score. We want a real credit report with a real FICO score to see what the numbers look like for you, and then we'll put together a report for you. Does it make sense for you to refinance? And look at the hard, cold numbers. Now, there are certain parts of the data that are not hard and fact. What's not hard and fact? Well, what are your goals? Those are not written in stone. What is your time horizon? That's not written in stone. But if we have an idea of what those numbers are, then what is written in stone is what the results are based on the data that's provided. So when is the right time to refinance? It depends. Let's chat about it. Give me a call, 800-306-1990. We'll see if there's a game plan that makes sense for you. And if there is, we'll put you in touch with our friends over at Gold Star Mortgage and get you started on that right path. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, credit cards to help you pay off the holidays, and credit score changes in the mortgage market could increase home ownership opportunities. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
the middle of a street, a house.
Siegel Lending Team offers you buying power. Let's say you can afford a monthly mortgage payment, including principal and interest, of around $1,900. With today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage of 3.75%, APR 3.85%, that payment could support a $416,000 mortgage. But if you wait and rates tick up to around 6.5%, which is roughly the average home mortgage rate over the past 30 years, that same $1,900 mortgage payment, including principal and interest, may only be able to support a $314,000 mortgage. That's over $100,000 worth of home you're missing out on by waiting. That's buying power. All you need to do to get started is reach out to the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance. Call us for full details, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or SiegelLendingTeam.com. Equal housing lender, licensed under NMLS number 217037.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel Lending Team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel Lending Team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel Lending Team today, you'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part. You still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or simply call 800-306-1990.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message. And as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends over at Gold Star Mortgage. They are the only ones that I know of that have the Fast Pass loan approval. With that Fast Pass, you might be able to save $10,000 to $50,000 on the purchase of a new home. Give me a call at 800-306-1990. I will tell you how that Fast Pass works. You can make the decision as to how much it might save you, how much it might save your family. That's just the question there. Credit score changes in mortgage market could increase home ownership opportunities. The housing market could be on the verge of a shakeup as well-established credit scoring requirements are being reevaluated by the Federal Housing Finance Agency, potentially opening up the mortgage market to a greater number of aspiring homeowners. The FHFA is contemplating whether to change a long-standing requirement for lenders to assess potential buyers using FICO scores, which some believe limit the pool of applicants because they are dated and conservative. The agency announced on December 20th that it was seeking feedback from mortgage industry stakeholders regarding competition and operational concerns related to the credit scoring process. The National Association of Realtors said altering the model could help Americans that have traditionally struggled with home ownership prospects. The National Association of Realtors is a strong supporter of utilizing newer, more predictive and inclusive scoring models, which they believe, I quote, will responsibly expand access to mortgage credit and home ownership opportunities to more hardworking Americans, especially first-time borrowers and those who lack access to traditional forms of credit because of thin credit files. That's all according to the National Association of Realtors president, Elizabeth Mendenhall, in a statement to one of the news outlets. The FICO model was adopted many years ago, but now the FHFA is asking lenders whether it would be advantageous to open the playing field to other potentially more modern credit scoring models. The credit scores the FHFA is currently assessing include FICO, current model, FICO 9, and Vantage 3.0. Jeff Richardson, the Vice President of Marketing and Communications at Vantage Score, says the Vantage Score can score more people than FICO. Of the 7.6 million consumers with credit scores at or above 620 who would be eligible for a mortgage, Richardson explained that some have been credit inactive for a while by choice, which could render them unscorable by FICO. Again, according to Richardson, they score those people, they look deeper into their credit file. Does that make sense? Is that something that should be done? I'm going to go out on a limb here and tell you I don't think it's a good idea. The report goes on, credit scores contain financial information used by lenders to decide whether to issue an individual a loan and also to determine interest rate pricing. If FICO is unable to provide a score, the consumer will be treated as a higher risk and could face steeper charges. Groups that can be disadvantaged under the current model include minorities, immigrants, and first-time buyers. In July, a group of 14 U.S. housing organizations wrote a letter to Congress urging members to advocate for opening up the system to alternative models. Again, I quote, many consumers face challenges in accessing mortgage credit, but denying creditworthy borrowers access to credit merely because Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac insist on using standards that are woefully out of date should not be one of them, unquote, according to that letter. Well, everybody knows the rules of the FICO game. Maybe not everybody. Many people know the rules of the FICO scoring system. If you know the rules of the system, then you just have to play the game by those rules. I submit that the reason they don't want to use the FICO system is they have to pay for it. The bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, they're the ones that started the Vantage system to compete with FICO because they didn't want to have to pay the royalties to FICO. If we keep on that same system, we're going to understand what the ground rules are, and the consumer will be served better. Why? Because anytime you make changes to the risk profile, investors, lenders, servicing companies, they increase pricing to offset risk. If they're going to have more risk, they're going to increase the price to cover it. When they increase the price, that's going to cut more people out because it's going to be harder to get a loan. They're going to look for some other way so they can get a handle on it. The lenders right now understand FICO. If they understand the FICO system, they can work within that system, and everybody ends up winning. So I'm going to suggest to you, even though they come out with these ideas that say it's going to make it more beneficial, who wins? So far, every change we've had, every one of the modern day changes, has made it more difficult on the consumer. It's made it more challenging for the consumer to get the loans that they want. We went to the AMC model, the appraisal management company. Why did we go to the appraisal management company? I'll tell you my opinion of why we went there. It's because the Cuomos owned their own management company, so they could make more money if they forced us to go through that process. Just my opinion. What ended up happening? What's the reality of it? Well, the cost of appraisals went up. The quality of the work, in many instances, went down. Why did it go down? Because the people that need an appraisal, that are looking for a valuation confirmation, that would be the lenders, they're not allowed now to vet the appraiser. So if I have a property that I'm looking at and I have a family that's wanting to know, other than for estate purposes or for divorce purposes, they can hire an appraiser. They can vet the appraiser. They can go to whomever they want. But if you've got a family that's looking to get a loan and it's a $400,000 tract home, well, the appraisers are going to come in fairly consistent on that. But if you've got $1.5 million custom home, the appraisers may or may not understand how to value that property. Yet you have to go through an appraisal management company, which may or may not be in the local community, and they're going to tell you who's going to do the valuation. Are they going to get it right? Maybe. Hard to say. But who's to say all these issues, because they're not allowed to be vetted the right way. They're not allowed to have the lender go and say, show us some of your work. Tell us what they can blackball a specific appraiser. They have to go to the appraisal management company and say, we need an appraiser to go do 123 Main Street and tell us what the value is, even though it's a custom home and the appraiser may or may not be familiar with the area. Doesn't make sense to me. But that's the way our system is. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, should you use reward cards to pay off your debt and 4 credit cards to help you pay off the holidays? All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. Hey, a few hellos. Good morning, Kathleen, Bruce, Scott, Sergio, Bill. Who else do we have with us this morning? James, Tom, Shelley, Teresa, Chad. Good to see you with us. All that. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Most businesses struggle to get the online reviews they need to get a competitive edge over their competition. Rex is a brand new technology that uses text messages to direct happy clients to your online review sites, Zillow, Google, Facebook, and Yelp, and unhappy clients to a private survey, so businesses can win more customers. Try Rex today by going to www.meetrex.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed-rate loan below 4.25% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $295,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,400 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call the Ron Siegel Team at 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send send you a no-obligation real estate plan. You be the judge if this is right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to reap@ronsiegelradio.com or call today. Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990.
Rate subject to change and without notice. Licensed by the California DOC and BRENMLS 217037 and 145502 and Cal BRE 01869452 and 1866775.
You're listening. Siegel Lending Team offers you buying power. Let's say you can afford a monthly mortgage payment, including principal and interest, of around $1,900. With today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage of 3.75%, APR 3.85%, that payment could support a $416,000 mortgage. But if you wait and rates tick up to around 6.5%, which is roughly the average home mortgage rate over the past 30 years, that same $1,900 mortgage payment, including principal and interest, may only be able to support a $314,000 mortgage. That's over $100,000 worth of home you're missing out on by waiting. That's buying power. All you need to do to get started is reach out to the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance. Call us for full details, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or SiegelLendingTeam.com. Equal housing lender, licensed under NMLS number 217037.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel Lending Team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel Lending Team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel Lending Team today, you'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part. You still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or simply call 800-306-1990.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message. And as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. In the Your Credit Matters segment today, being brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer, they have the solutions for you. You just need to go to the website, check them out, register there. It's totally free. And every week you're going to get a little bit more information on different opportunities for you to enhance your credit score, correct your credit score. And if you need something done quickly, if you need someone to help you with it, give me a call at 800-306-1990. I'll put you in touch with Alan Hayon. He is the expert, the guru in that world. Credit cards to help you pay off your holiday expenses. This is not always a great idea, but if you put a lot of your holiday spending on a credit card, well, one of the things you may want to do is look at options for paying that off in a more advantageous way. One of the things I look at, what I mean by advantageous way, is if you've got decent credit, you may find that there are tools out there, there are places out there, or companies out there that are offering you a teaser rate on a new credit card. What do I mean by a teaser rate? Well, if you do a balance transfer, they may charge you a 1% or 2% balance transfer fee, but then they're going to charge zero interest if you pay off that debt in the next 18 months. And if you're not paying it off in the next 18 months, then we've got a different issue. We need to have a different conversation there. But Citi Double Cash Card has an 18-month balance transfer offer. Not only are they going to give you some cash rewards when you use up, the sign-up bonus, there is none, no annual fee. The variable interest rate goes between 14 3/4 to 24 3/4 APR. But the balance transfer fee is anywhere from $5 or 3% of the transfer amount. 3% is generally going to be less than what you're paying in interest. If you're paying, say, 15% or 14 3/4% interest annually, paying that 3% balance transfer and then having 18 months at no interest to pay it off, you may be better off. Let's look at the numbers. Again, if you don't get it paid off in that 18 months, then you've really just shot yourself in the foot. Discover It has an 18-month balance transfer offer. They're also a zero annual fee, 0% APR for the first 6 months, and then they run 12 1/4 to 24 1/4, a 0% for 18 months on balance transfers, then 12 1/4 to 24 1/4. The balance transfer fee there, 3% again. Again, you're saving yourself about 9%. Make a larger payment, pay it off quicker. Citi Simplicity is another one of them. Again, their APR is 0% for 21 months on purchases and balance transfers, then 15 1/4 to 25 1/4 APR. Balance transfer fee, again, 3% of the transfer amount. So you're going to get 21 months to pay it off. You're going to pay 3% up front. So again, it's a matter of understanding where you are, but if you need 6 months or 8 months or 12 months to pay that off and get your finances in order, might be a good opportunity for you. The Bank of Americard credit card, 0% introductory APR for 15 months on purchases and transfers, then 13 1/4 to 23. And I don't care about any of these companies. The reason I'm telling you this is it's all about you. So you should take a close look at the interest rate. I'm not a big fan of the APR because I can manipulate APR because you understand what goes into it. You can manipulate it. So what is the actual interest rate you're paying? What credit is required for a balance transfer credit card? Cards with the best 0% APR offers usually require good or excellent credit. You should check your credit score and only submit an application if you have a good chance of approval. You can check your credit score free at EquifaxSecurity2017.com. EquifaxSecurity2017.com. Just a few ideas for you right there. You never want to get into a bad habit, but I'm just giving you some information just to help you out. Again, I don't benefit from you transferring a balance. That's not what we do here. That's not what we're looking to accomplish with Ron Siegel Radio. What my main goal is to help you with your finances. Because, again, and then obviously when you do that balance transfer, do not close the old account. I don't want you closing accounts. Does not benefit you to close an account. It actually, in many instances, it's going to hurt your credit score when you close those accounts. Why? Because your credit history then has got a different aging. And it's going to also, in most instances, if you just paid off a credit card, that's going to be good news for you. It's going to actually go in there. It's going to show that you've got a good history of payment. When you've got a zero balance on and you've got a utilization availability there. So when you have availability, that helps your scores. So think about that issue. That's just another one of those programs that helps you out a little bit. Don't close credit cards. Keep them opened. Now, if you find out that they've got too high of a fee, then you have to make a 2-year plan and make a phone call. Make a 2-year plan. Go and find a lower fees card, and then go on and make a phone call and find out if there's a way that you can get a waiver. See, what are the bureaus? What's their purpose? Their purpose is to get you to spend more money, to use their card. If you close it, they don't make any money on you at all. So they're not going to want you to close the card. Would they rather you use the card, pay them interest, or do they want that annual fee? In most instances, they'll waive the annual fee if you tell them you're going to close the card. Make that phone call, check on it, see where you are. And if you have any questions, call me at 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember to set that first radio preset button to come back here every day to join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John, who's engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money, help a lot of people, have a lot of fun, have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.